DCHQ is a governance, deployment automation, and lifecycle management platform for container-based applications. The solution allows developers to model, deploy, backup, update, scale out, and monitor container-based apps in seconds. The solution integrates with 10 different cloud providers, including OpenStack, Google Compute Engine, Amazon Web Services, Rackspace, Microsoft Azure, DigitalOcean, IBM SoftLayer, and others, in order for you to leverage the cloud infrastructure you're already using while getting the platform as a service experience that you need to automate the application deployment. A data center can be created on which you can select the placement policy, like a capacity-based placement, for example. You can also choose the networking option. You can use Docker networking if you would like to facilitate cross-container networking on the same host, or Weave networking for cross-container communication across different hosts. You can also select the autoscale policy, setting the maximum amount of VMs you would like to provision as part of this policy. We'll now automate the provisioning of a virtual machine in just a few clicks. Let's take Rackspace as an example. We'll go ahead, select the region and one of the many flavors that are available, and the actual image type. DCHQ has been certified on CentOS, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and Ubuntu. In this example, we'll just pick Ubuntu. You have the option to open up different ports. You can select the data center or the cluster of hosts that we've created earlier, and you can click Create and Configure to go ahead and just provision this virtual machine. Now let's go ahead and model a multi-tier or multi-image template. You can use an extremely intuitive UI on which you can search for images and then configure each image to provide the CPU, memory, and environment variable values for each image. Alternatively, you can use a Docker Compose template. In addition to the basic Docker Compose parameter, DCHQ allows you to provide the cluster size. You can also pull images from different repositories within the same template, and you can provide environment variable bindings across images so that you can pass the MySQL container IP and port number in order to prevent any container name or port conflicts. And more importantly, you can invoke bash script plugins that get executed at request time and that can be scheduled post-provisioning. So in this simple example, this plugin is simply just grabbing the latest WAR file and deploying it on top of Tomcat. And granular access controls allows you to define who gets to request this application template. You can restrict access to this template to specific users like development or quality engineering. Now let's go ahead and request this application from the self-service library. So we can click Run and it will pick our default data center. Once the application is provisioned, you can view detailed information like the CPU and memory utilization of the running containers, along with the IP and port mappings to verify that the application is up and running. You can also view a historical timeline to track everything that's happened to the application. You'll be able to access all the Day 2 actions to manage the life cycle of the application. So you can click on Edit and share this application with other users or groups of users. You can perform historical performance monitoring in order to track any issues with build deployments. You can back up running containers into images and push them into registered repositories from within DCHQ, and you can schedule this task at a defined frequency. You can execute bash script plugins on demand or at a defined frequency as well. You can leverage the continuous delivery plugin we have with Jenkins in order to continuously update a running container with the latest build from Jenkins. And then you can define autoscale policies to scale in and scale out a running application. For any issues like CPU or memory utilization going above a threshold, or if the container or host goes down, you'll be able to get notifications and email alerts as well.